Martina here, and I have some super exciting news. As you might know, our workshop has been in Hansi's father's basement for the past 5 years, and it has just been an amazing and incredible workshop, but for a while we've kind of felt like we've grown out of it. It's become a little crammed with all the tools and all the things we've collected over the years, and like moving our camera gear around especially is just a little challenging. And we've thought about this for such a long time, and we've finally decided to rent a whole new studio/workshop. I mean, just look at this. It's amazing. I mean, there's nothing here yet, except for the most important thing, the coffee maker. I mean, this is a really big change for us, and I'm so excited about this new space. And by the way, sorry about the echo. It's gonna be like this until we get our stuff actually moved in here. So for now, echo. So today we're gonna start to make this place more us. And our plan is to try to make this huge mystical forest mural on these walls. And to make it a little more interesting, we thought we could try to incorporate some fluorescent paint in here so that will glow under UV lights. Now, the challenge here is that this is definitely the biggest canvas I've ever worked on. I mean, just do you see how big this is? The dragon mural is nothing compared to this. And not just that, but we also have the challenge of using the fluorescent paint. I remember when I did the cyberpunk painting, it was difficult enough incorporating it there on that small thing. And now we're gonna put it here. Help! But I'll take the challenge. Taken me 2 days just to cover these walls, and now I feel like we have a nice base to work on. And you know, this is the easy part, putting in the first layer. And now comes the difficult part, starting to try to make this look like something. But I think I have a working plan. So you can see I've put in the tape here, and that is my horizon line. So I'm planning to try to make this surface kind of look like a rock surface, like a cliff, and then make some smoke or some mist coming up in the bottom here, and then try to make this look like kind of a glowing portal or a long ray of light. I just gotta start somewhere. There's so much space to fill here. So I better just don't think too much. Just paint. Let's do this again. In this painting, I've planned to have a lot of like glowing elements, and to make them really glowy, I'm planning to use an airbrush because it just gives a super even coat of paint. And right now, this is looking kind of rough, so I'm gonna use my airbrush now to kind of soften all of this up a bit and get that glowy effect from this light right here. My God, look at this! Look at the particles! They look like they glow! My brain is a little like, how? What? Because usually I feel like I can only get this effect when I'm drawing digitally, but I guess I just never thought that you can use an airbrush in real life. Like, of course they made the digital airbrush because of the real airbrush, but you know, I didn't think of that. But it was so easy to make that effect, like just splash some white paint, make a little glow around it, and ta-da! That fog you saw me make is not very visible now, because I kind of wanted it to only appear when you put the UV light on it. So it's very visible when you put the UV light on, but not right now. Now it's kind of toned down. But I really like it so far. I gotta admit, it hasn't been the easiest getting here. I mean, I think I'm at day 4. I've been painting full days, but I've spent quite a lot of time just staring at it and thinking how I'm gonna get to the next stage. I sometimes overthink a bit. I just have to like smack myself and be like, no, get back to work. Just pick an area. It doesn't matter. Just do the lake next. So yeah, I guess I'll start with the lake then. Because I don't know, why not? You know what time it is? It's time for an ad for Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon is a brand new type of cereal that actually manages to balance good taste with being healthy. And I've been eating it a lot for lunch because it's just a nice and quick and easy meal. They have lots of different flavors to choose from, and you can buy these packs with different flavors in them. So for example, the variety pack has frosted, fruity, peanut butter, and cocoa. So you can try these different flavors. My personal favorite is the cocoa one. And this is almost illegal, but if you mix it with the peanut butter one, it's so good! Each serving of Magic Spoon has only 140 calories, 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs. So it's keto-friendly, gluten-free, soy-free, and low carb. Their products are backed with a 100% happiness guarantee, so if you don't like the products for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So if you think this sounds interesting, then make sure to check out the link below and use the code NERDFORGE to save $5 off your order. And back to the project. My god, it's finally starting to look like something! Oh, I'm really excited now about how this looks. I was not very excited yesterday because the middle part is the worst part. Because you can kind of see the finish line and you don't have that step of shaping the painting that much anymore. And so it's really just like pushing through and doing all the last details and just getting it done. There is one question I often get when I work in layers like this, and that is, why do you paint something if you know you're gonna cover it up later? Painting, for me at least, is like a process all the way from the beginning to the end. Sometimes I just figure out, okay, I don't want this tree to be right here. I want to move it a little bit, or I want to put something completely different there. And if the background layer isn't painted, then I have to go back and I have to try to color match and fix all of that before I can go ahead and fix the foreground layer. It's just the way I like to work, so having a nice background layer just keeps my options open once I move on to the foreground layers. It might not be the most efficient way of working, but I like working it this way. But I think we can finally move on to the very foreground layer where most of the detail is gonna be, so let's do this! Woo! It's finished! Ah! Finally! At some point it really did feel like this would never be finished, but it is. Oh. And I just had some help from Hansi to put up some UV bars in the ceiling so that we're ready to properly show this piece off. I think it was super fun to work with fluorescent paint in this way. I mean, on such a huge canvas, it's kind of hard to try to find the balance between being too much and too tacky and simply being magical, but I think I managed to make it more magical than tacky. And I'm really happy with the overall look of this mural. I mean, it gives off this nice and calm feeling in the room, which is just what I wanted. But you know, with me, as always, there are things I would like to improve upon next time. Mainly, I think the mushrooms and that witch hut looks a little bit plastered on. Like, I think they could be integrated into the landscape a bit better. And also, I think I could add more highlights, more detail in the foreground layer. But you know, with murals, I feel like it can very easily turn into a forever project because you always find new things to improve and tweak, and you can add new stuff, fix old stuff. Like, there's always gonna be things you want to do differently. And I think at some point you just gotta say, you know what, this is good enough, move on to the next piece and try to improve next time. Now, thank you so much for joining in on this journey, and of course, a huge thanks to our patrons for continuing to support us. I mean, it wouldn't have been possible for us to move into this studio without all of you guys watching our content and supporting our work. So thank you all so much for that. And now it's time. Let's have a look at the final results.